Some animals are more skilled and agile than others when it comes to maneuvering in trees. But I'm sure there are certain animals you would never expect to climb trees. Have you ever seen a tiger climb a tree? What about a cheetah? If you want to see what certain animals are capable of high up in a tree, you don't want to miss this, as we count down 15 moments of animals hunting on trees showing off their skills. Number 15. Lion. Lions don't usually climb trees to hide or eat their prey. They will probably only climb a tree to go get something of interest, which could be a dead animal carcass, or steal a prey from another animal such as a leopard. This lion from the Netzavu Pride climbs high into the outer limbs of a tree. The leopard is caught and has nowhere to run, which is a heart-pounding situation. As the lion climbs the tree, the leopard must be in a state of panic, wondering what to do. When the lion finally reaches its objective, a scuffle results, but both felines are way too heavy for the branch to hold their weight without breaking. And when the branch breaks, they both fall to the ground. A branch unable to support their weight during the dramatic battle for survival was the leopard's one saving grace from impending death. Fortunately for the leopard, it uses its speed to run off as fast as it can, and the lion doesn't even have time to react, and is still looking to see if the leopard is hiding somewhere under the branch. This monkey is literally hanging for its dear life on this branch as a lion tries to get to it. But the lion knows the branch will break if it moves forward because of its heavy weight. The monkey must play the patience card and hope the lion decides to abandon the chase and jump back down. There's nothing else the primate can do. A false move and the feline will snatch it in seconds and gobble it up. The Fanatic brings you all the best content you want to see when it comes to the animal kingdom. If you want to see the latest confrontations between animals and the best animal videos, please subscribe now. We post new videos every day for your entertainment. Number 14. Puma. This puma looks like it's in training at a military academy the way it climbs this tree. But the feline isn't climbing to work its muscles. It's climbing because it sees food in the shape of a tasty sloth. The sloth can't do anything and just pray the puma will not make it up to the top. It becomes much harder for the puma to continue its climb when the trunk of the tree separates and forms a fork, giving the cat less space to maneuver and climb the tree properly. The puma jumps back down and rethinks its strategy over. You can see the cat sharpen its claws on the tree bark and jump up once again. And this time it has no trouble snatching the sloth, but the sloth hangs onto the tree as best as it can. Although with the puma pulling on it, it must be painful, and the sloth will eventually give in and fall to the ground. The puma wraps itself around it and takes it down to the ground to consume it. Number 13. Koala. You can see two koalas battling in what looks like a harmless wrestling match between the two. They are probably fighting over territory as they tumble and roll down the hill. The wrestling goes on in the middle of a dirt road and it looks evenly matched. One of the koalas decides it's had enough and runs off, but the other koala chases it. These koalas go at it on this tiny tree. One of the koalas is trying to push the other one off the tree. They look like little kids playing King of the Hill, except the fight is taking place on a tree branch. One of the koalas doesn't budge and remains on the tip of the branch until the other koala abandons the fight. This is why koalas are known as drop bears, because they make this noise and then try to tear each other out of a tree. This is one of the reasons why trekkers should avoid camping under trees. Koalas have a relatively low metabolic rate and spend roughly 16 to 18 hours a day resting, sleeping most of the time. When agitated, koalas are known to be vicious, with their teeth and claws capable of causing significant injury as seen in this video. This bigger koala doing the disturbing decides to pull down the other koala. You can hear the sounds they make. These two little guys are fuming. This male koala attacks this mother koala and her baby. The male tries desperately to push them out of the tree. I guess the mom and her kid are in his territory and he's not happy, or he just wants to kill the youngster so he can mate with the mother. The baby clings to his mom as she repels the male's attacks. Number 12. Monkey. These two monkeys gang up on this lone monkey, and they are all barely hanging from this tree branch. I just hope the branch doesn't break and a larger, more dangerous predator comes for them on the ground. This leopard chases this little monkey on this tree, and the monkey keeps bouncing from one branch to the other as the leopard mimics what the monkey is doing in the hopes of catching it. The monkey is quite agile, but one false move and it is toast. These two monkeys fight high up in a tree, and when they fall, it is a 50-meter fall. Luckily for the little primates, none of them are injured, and they go about their day like nothing happened. These two monkeys are ganging up on this monkey as he climbs higher and higher in a tree to avoid being hurt by the pair. Number 11. Eagle. It should be a formality when a harpy eagle assaults a sloth, yet even sloths fight back. The eagle is taken aback by the sloth's bravado. It's an important lesson to learn. Even when it's a sloth, hunting the jungle's larger animals is never easy. Did you notice how quickly the sloth threw his punch? Just kidding. Because the punch was so slow, my grandmother could have avoided being hit. These little monkeys try to escape from the claws of an eagle, but the eagle is able to return to her nest to feed her young one by the end of the hunt. This eagle doesn't waste any time and flies right through, snatching the sloth along the way. The eagle's rear talon slams into the sloth's head almost instantly. An attack by the world's most powerful raptor almost invariably results in instant death. The squirrel tries to get away from an eagle, but the eagle swoops down on him. The squirrel has little choice but to try and flee, which is difficult when the eagle has you by the collar. Number 10. Leopard. These two leopards are competing for this Impala kill. I'm not sure which one made the kill or if they collaborated, but now it looks like they both want the Impala kill for themselves instead of sharing. One of the leopards has his entire body on the kill as the other one rips off one of its legs. They finally get into a scuffle and almost fall off the tree, with part of the prey falling as well. The leopard with the smallest piece moves away, and the one with most of the carcass moves further away to enjoy his meal. This mom and son battle it out over an Impala high up in a tree. The fight doesn't last long, and one of the leopards decides to abandon and heads back down the tree. Two female leopards fight in the high branches of a marula tree before plunging to the ground in this stunning sequence. Once on the ground, it's difficult to see what follows. These two leopards go at it on this tree like two cats know how to, and that's by scratching, hissing, and growling until they get what they want. It's just another day in the bush. You would think hunting a bird on a tree for a leopard is too difficult because the bird is fast and it can fly away in the blink of an eye. And evidently, that's what the bird does when the leopard goes for the kill. But why doesn't the bird just take off, instead of landing on another branch and giving the leopard another opportunity? The leopard strikes again, and when the bird flies off, we hear a noise as if it collides with the car below where the people filming this are watching. Nevertheless, the leopard runs along. I must say, the leopard is such an athletic and agile cat. It seems sloths are not only threatened by predators in the wild. Watch this leopard try to grab the sloth through a fence at a zoo. It's not that easy for the leopard. I'm sure it still manages to inflict some injuries on the sloth. Finally, a zoo employee tries to get the sloth out of its mess, but the leopard won't let go, so the employee uses a stick on the leopard to dissuade it. But it doesn't work until a second employee diverts the leopard while the other one grabs the sloth and pulls it away. This leopard has killed a stray dog and has brought it up into a tree just like it would another prey. The leopard doesn't bite into the dog, it just lets it hang from the tree and scouts the area. I wonder what it must be thinking. This leopard seems to have killed an eagle and it's bringing it back up into a tree. This next clip is insane. Watch how this leopard jumps from tree to tree to eventually get close to a monkey and kill it. Monkeys are extremely agile in trees, but this leopard is faster than the monkey. That tells you so much about the leopard's skills and strength. I'm sure you must have figured out by now, if you're ever running away from a leopard, the last place you want to hide in is a tree. Here's a jaguar leaping up high in a tree to snatch this tiny monkey. That didn't take long, and the monkey had no chance. Number 9. Tiger. Did you know tigers could climb trees? They're probably not as graceful and agile as leopards or jaguars because of their size, but you can see for yourself in this video when this tiger tries to grab this monkey, but the monkey easily gets away after the clumsy tiger gets all tangled up in the tree and falls to the ground. The tiger is embarrassed and is probably telling itself it's the last time it climbs a tree to hunt. This tiger kills the samba deer and thinks about whether it should leave it there or take it somewhere more discreet. It even looks at a few trees and probably considers putting the deer there until her young cub is ready to eat. This tiger leaps onto this branch in the hopes of catching a little something to eat in what looks to be a bird of some kind, and it seems like the tiger is successful, although I'm not sure what kind of bird it was or even if it was a bird. Number 8. Snake and Mongoose. This mongoose and black mamba had a run-in. The mongoose is hard to see, but the mamba is on display the entire time. Mongooses are good snake hunters, but how will this mongoose fare up against this highly venomous snake? The mamba is looking to strike the mongoose, but the mongoose uses camouflage to avoid the worst. The outcome of the fight is left to your imagination. This mongoose is hanging from the snake swing, and it looks like it's enjoying itself. The swing is cheap and tasty, and after struggling to pull the snake down, the mongoose eventually gets its slithery prize. This mongoose jumps on this branch to bring down a snake, and then goes to work on the cold-blooded reptile until it makes the kill. Number 7. Cheetah. Cheetahs do not carry their prey up a tree like leopards do. They chase and kill their prey and eat it where the kill is made. We can see this cheetah carrying a small piglet in its mouth, but when these hyenas begin to chase the cheetah, everything changes and the cheetah runs for its life. As the hyenas close in on the cat, the cheetah sees no other alternative but to climb up a tree in the middle of nowhere to save itself from the scavengers. The hyenas, incapable of climbing trees, must wait it out, but I think the cheetah will remain in the tree until it's safe. Number 6. Panda. These two pandas are battling it out to see which one of them can climb the tree before the other. Whenever one of the pandas tries climbing, the other one tackles him to the ground. In the end, both pandas climb the small tree together, although there isn't enough space for the two of them. These two pandas fight it out on a tree in front of a large audience, which seems to appreciate the scuffle. The pandas make them cheer and laugh as the fight continues. It's an even fight, with both pandas standing their ground. One of the pandas tries to obtain a height advantage, but it doesn't seem to change the outcome. Both pandas are locked in, and neither is falling off the tree at this point. These two panda cubs are fighting about which one of them gets to sit atop the tree. It's clear that one of them has taken the lead, and the other seems to give up when he realizes he's not going to sit at the top. So he climbs back down and heads for the ground. Number 5. Squirrel. These two squirrels meet up in a tree for a confrontation. Unfortunately, the battle doesn't last long when one of the squirrels falls from the tree. The squirrel is fine and climbs right back up to chase the other squirrel. You can see them jumping all over the tree. This could also be a male squirrel chasing a female trying to impress her. A pedestrian was walking down a calm street when she heard squealing and looked up to see a tree full of squirrels fighting over a female squirrel. It was an incredible battle, and as you can see, the female attempted to hide in a hole in a tree, but instead ran across the street with her suitors chasing her. This squirrel is not playing around, taking this bird on a branch to eat the bird alive. I didn't know squirrels could be such fierce hunters. The bird seems to have fallen to the ground because the squirrel is empty-handed and looking for it. Or did the bird just fly away when the squirrel wasn't looking? These little birds meet for a weekend of fun, but must quickly disperse when a squirrel comes gunning for them. This squirrel was minding its own business on a telephone wire until a mockingbird appeared out of nowhere and attacked. I believe the squirrel got a little too close to the bird's nest. There didn't appear to be any injuries to any of them. You can see the bird chase the squirrel until the little rodent literally leaves the area. Number 4. Woodpecker. In the foothills of California, it's the woodpecker that's gotten paranoid. He drills 1,000 holes in this oak tree, and in each hole, he stuffs a nut in there. A hungry squirrel spots the unattended tree full of nuts, and it's just too tempting. But risking retaliation from a beak that can jackhammer solid wood is a bad idea if you don't have thick skin. And if your skull is so thick, you haven't learned your lesson the first time. The woodpecker is happy to teach the lesson again and again and again until the squirrel understands. This woodpecker is constructing his home when a snake appears through the window. What a bizarre situation. The woodpecker is enraged and lashes out at the snake. When the snake believes the woodpecker has left the home, the woodpecker ambushes it from the side and pecks at it a few times before the snake clutches the woodpecker by the neck for a few seconds. Despite being outmanned, this tiny banded woodpecker fought back valiantly against two marauding Javan mynas. It tried to conceal the entrance to the tree nest with its outstretched wings several times. Its 2 newborn chicks lived in the nest. This woodpecker attacks another squirrel trying to steal its nuts. But the woodpecker's nuts are precious, and it will do everything in its power to make the squirrel understand this. Number 3. A possum. The lace monitor is an agile tree climber. Its long claws allow it to grip the smooth gum tree bark. This tree has attracted the attention of the lace monitor because it's the home of a female possum with babies in her nest. The possum's noisy defense forces the monitor to retreat. But hunger drives the lizard to make a second attempt. Lunging into the possum's nest looks suicidal, yet the monitor hardly notices the possum's bite. It takes less than a minute for the lizard to devour the baby possums inside the nest. These possums are fighting in a tree branch and wake up the guy who decides to film the action at 2 in the morning. Talk about a time to get into an argument. These 2 opossums are involved in a Greco-Roman style wrestling bout, and it doesn't seem to be very friendly. They toss and turn and try to bite as the fight continues throughout the night. Number 2. Cat. This caracal hunts an African wildcat on a tree. The wildcat is as high as it can get, and the caracal is trying to get there, although it is bigger than the wildcat, making it more difficult. When the caracal gets too close for comfort, the wildcat takes a suicidal jump onto the ground to escape. How far it gets is a mystery because that's when the footage is cut. Number 1. Raccoon. This raccoon challenges a warthog to a fight. The groundhog is inside a tree and doesn't feel like coming out. The raccoon calls it names and threatens to enter the groundhog's home. The groundhog tells the raccoon to stay away, but the raccoon tells the groundhog if it doesn't come out, it will blow the tree to smithereens. I don't think the groundhog believes the raccoon, and neither do I. 2 raccoons go at it on a tree branch. You can hear them yelling obscenities at one another, but no punches are thrown so far. There's a lot of yakking and complaining, but that's about it. The raccoon decides it's in the mood of some bacon and eggs and climbs a tree to a bird's nest to get a few eggs. Once it reaches the nest, it forgets about the bacon and decides to have the eggs fresh right there on the spot. Finally, this raccoon has killed a squirrel and it eats it on the branch of a tree along with a friend who watches, hoping to get a share of his meal. However, it doesn't look like this raccoon wants to share the squirrel. The other raccoon just stands there looking at the squirrel. After seeing all these animals battle it out on a tree, there's no doubt in my mind that the champion here is the mighty leopard. What an amazing animal! Which one was your favorite? Why don't you let us know in the comments below? Well, that's our countdown of 15 moments of animals hunting on trees showing off their skills. If you enjoyed this video, please give us a like and let us know in the comments what you think. Check out our other videos and subscribe to be part of the fun. Click on the notification icon so you can see our new videos as soon as they're uploaded. That's it for now.